Today I'm going to be telling you guys about sine law and how you can use it with a triangle. Sine law comes with two different forms, this form and this form. They're basically the same thing except it's like the reciprocal. So instead of sine c being on top, it's small c being on the top. But we're going to be focusing on this form in this video because this is a form that we learned in class. Sine law can be used with any triangle, but is more useful with triangles that don't contain a right angle. So for example, like this one, this triangle, it doesn't contain a right angle, so it'll be perfect for sine law. And sine A, so right here, sine A, it represents the angle. So anything that has sine before it, it represents angle. And then anything that's lowercase, so small a, it's side. So small b is a side, and small c is a c, and then so on and so forth. Sine law works with two congruent triangle conditions, ASA and AAS. ASA stands for angle side angle. The reason why it's called this is because you have two angles on opposite sides, so one angle here and one angle here, and then the side comes right in between both of them. So instead of the two angles being right beside each other, the side is basically coming in between them both. And then AAS stands for angle angle side. The reason why it's called this is because these two angles are beside each other while the side is on, like, it's all left alone. So the side is not between the two angles. This is the first example I'm going to be showing you, which is a triangle that follows the condition AAS. The reason why it's AAS is because it has two angles right beside each other with a side right on the bottom. So we're going to follow the sine rule that we went with, which is this one. So what we do is sine 35, which is angle A, over small a. So small a is the one that we're going to be looking for. And then sine 95, B, over 10, which is right here, small b. The reason why we picked B to go with and not C is because B is solved. We already have what the sine is, we already have what the angle is, and we already have what the side is. You always want to go with the letter that has it's already solved. So we already have this the angle, and we already have the side for B, so we went with this one. Because if you pick, for example, C, it's not solved on both directions. So you don't know the angle and you do not know the side. So you had to pick B. And then you cross multiply. So 10 multiplied by sine 35 gives you 10 sine 35. And then sine 95 multiplied with A gives you sine 95. You don't put the A right there. Just make sure that the top number goes on the bottom and then the bottom number goes on the top. Because if you flip these around, you're going to get a decimal number. You're not going to get an actual number. And then once you divide these by each other, so 10 sine 35 divided by sine 95, that would give you 5.75. And 5.75 is A. Now we're going to be doing condition ASA. So this triangle right here, it has a condition of ASA. The reason why it does this is because it has an angle right here, a side right here, and an angle right here. So the side is right in the middle. And we know that all triangles are 180 degrees. So since we do not know the angle for C, you can presume that 180 subtracted by 76, which is angle A, subtracted by 34, angle B, equals 70, angle C. So angle C is 70 now. And now we're going to be using it just like how we did it last time. So sine 76 over A, so sine 76 angle A over small a. And this time we're solving for A as well. And then sine 70 over 9. 70, which is presumably C, because we did this right here. So sine 70 over 9. The reason why we picked this time C and not B is because C is a solved one. C is a solved number. Solved letter. So you always want to go for the solved one. So we already have the angle and the side for C, so we put it right there. And then we cross multiply. So 9 multiplied by sine 76 gives you 9 sine 76, and then sine 70 multiplied by 8 gives you sine 70. Remember, always take the top number, put it on the bottom number on the top. And then once you divide these two by each other, so 9 sine 76 divided by sine 70, that would give you 9.29, and that is your small a. Now, this is the same shape, but this time we're solving for b. So, b is sine 34, so sine 34, which is angle 34, over small b, and then angle 70, which is c, just like in the last one how we explained it, so angle 70 over 9. And the reason why we picked this, again, just to remind you, we picked c is because it's solved. And then, let's cross multiply. Without showing the answer, 9 multiplied by sine 34 gives you 9 sine 34, and then sine 70 multiplied by b gives you sine 70. There's no multiplication there, it's just mental math. Just you put that 9 right in front of the sign, and that's your answer. So 9 sine 34 divided by sine 70 gives you 5.35, and that's your answer for B. Hope that educated you guys, and thank you.